we'll continue with those problems. We are discussing with respect to the module 3, that is on the op-amp based problems. Let us continue with that. See, these are some of the peculiar problems what we have, and these problems are already loaded in the app. You can just get this in the app if you are using my book. So, so these are the questions under worst case or the toughest questions you might get. Okay. A sinusoidal signal with a peak value of 4 millivolt of one end of 1 kilohertz is applied to the input of an ideal op-amp integrator. So they are talking about an integrator circuit, and R1 is equal to 90 kilo ohm, CF is equal to 1.1 microfarad. Find the output voltage. So this is what the question is given. The output voltage is asked in this question. So first we have to know what is the equation with respect to the integrator. The equation with respect to integrator is V0 is equal to minus 1 by RC integration of 0 to t V in dt plus C. C is the constant value. So now in this what we have to do is we have to integrate the given input signal to get the output. So they're asking for output voltage only. So in order to get the output voltage, we have to integrate the input signal, the input signal, whatever it is given. Now, in this, the input signal is 4 millivolt peak value they have given, but this signal you have to write it in the form of a sinusoidal signal because it is an they're telling there it is a sinusoidal signal. Okay, and to integrate, since in this integration, you know, we are going to convert a sine wave to cosine, square wave to triangular wave, or triangular wave to a square wave. All those things we are doing. So in order to integrate, we have to integrate on a particular trigonometric identity. So we cannot apply integration on a constant. So that's why what we have to do is first we have to take out our basic formula. What is the basic formula? Basic formula is Vi is equal to Vm sin omega t. See, this is sine because in the question only they have told it is sine. In this we know that Vm is what? Peak voltage. Omega is angular frequency which is equal to 2 pi f. So which can be obtained when a frequency is there, we can obtain omega. So frequency they have given it as 1 kilohertz. So f is equal to 1 kilohertz. So on and substitute whatever is given in the question, we just substitute sinusoidal signal 4 millivolt. So for sine 2 pi into 1 into 10 to the power of 3 t. So this is our input signal we are having. So we have to generate this one. I mean, this is because you know this is the basic formula for any instantaneous signal. Instantaneous signal is given by Vi is equal to Vm sin omega t. Similarly, instantaneous current is given as I is equal to Im sin omega t. If they ask in terms of current, I is equal to Im sin omega t. Voltage, Vi is equal to Vm sin omega t. Vm is the peak voltage. Current, Im is the peak current. As I repeat it again, the peak current means or peak current or peak voltage means they are talking about only half cycle. Okay, if they are talking about peak to peak, that means from this point to this point, they are discussing about V peak to peak. From this point to this point, they are talking about peak means from zero reference line to this one. This is our Vm. Okay, so substitute all the things here, whatever we are having, and take that V in here this is the standard equation we'll write. So now where the initial voltage is considered to be 0. So afterwards, the capacitor starts charging, and we got Cf is equal to 1.1 microfarad and R is 90 kilo ohm. Substitute R1 Cf, and V in is this equation, whatever we have got, substitute it. And so take the 4 outside since it is constant, and take the integration of sine 200. So 2000 by t, you got 2000 because it was 1 kilohertz. So now we got, on integrating sine 2000 pi t, we got minus cos 2000 pi t by 2000 pi, and integral 0 to t. After substitution, we got this equation. And you have to stop at this because you don't know what is the time period. So t they have not given. Okay, so that's why just stop at this point. And the old, see, we have not taken this one as 4 into 10 to the power of minus 3 because it was milli. Okay, so when input was given in terms of milli, we have retained the same milli. So that's why we have to write even the output in milli only. Okay, if you don't want to write the output in milli, then you write this 4 as 0.004 because it is in millivolt. And here, since we have decided to write the output in millivolt only, we have written 4, only 4. We have not considered milli. So at the output side, you have to write millivolt. So whatever integration you can do, whatever simplification you can do, simplify it and stop at this point. Since t is not given, so this is your answer for B naught. Okay. Any doubt in
Sir,
this? Yes. Tell me.
sir, will you please means upload this video for this part peculiar type of questions in the Google Classroom so that we can practice it on
Yes.
later time also.
Yes, I'll upload. That's why I'm recording it.
Okay, sir.
So the input to a basic differentiator circuit is a sinusoidal voltage. So here also they're talking about a differentiator. So that was the integrator circuit. This is a differentiator circuit. So is a sinusoidal voltage of peak value 16 millivolt. So here also they're telling the input signal is sinusoidal, and the voltage is and the voltage is 16, peak value of the voltage is 16 millivolt, and frequency is 1.2 kilohertz. Find the output if RF is equal to 100 kilo ohm and C1 is equal to 1 microfarad. So, so RF is equal to 100 kilo ohm and C is equal to 1 microfarad. So here you know that, I think you have the idea of tau. Tau is nothing but time. Okay, so another way it is torque, but with respect to uh, the circuits and all, we take it as time constant. So T is equal to RC. Okay, RC, the product of R and C is going to decide the time. Okay, so by properly choosing R and C, we can choose the time. So that's why here time constant is Rf into C1. Rf is 100 kilo ohm, C1 is 1 microfarad. Multiply these two, you will get 0.1. That is the time constant. Okay, why they are asking this one is, why we have to find out all these things is, yeah, in the next part I will discuss. In next part, I have asked you to uh, plot it. So they have asked to plot the waveform. So during that time, we need the time period. Okay. So time period, please remember time period is given by R into C, where R is a feedback resistance, C is the input capacitance. So by product of these two will give you time period. And the basic equation, what we are having, V naught is equal to minus RF C1 dV in by dt. This is the basic equation of differentiator circuit we have. Again, you know that differentiation can be applied over variable. It cannot be applied over constant. So, yeah, we have to first construct an instantaneous signal. So, for instantaneous signal, as I have already discussed, this is the formula. You just here also just take out whatever the value you have. Input voltage, that is peak voltage, frequency, all those things is substitute, and substitution you will be getting this equation. Okay, so on getting this equation you will be, you can substitute in V in. So d by dt of 16 sin 2400 pi t. Okay, so now you just substitute RF C1, so you'll get 0.1 second. Okay, so when you substitute 0.1 second, and you can, since 16 is a common, I mean 16 is a constant, take that 16 outside. Afterwards, differentiate sine 2400 pi t. So differentiation of that, you know, as it gives, differentiation of that is 2400 pi into cos 2400 pi t. Afterwards, you'll get this final answer. Since our input was also in millivolt, so write the output also in millivolt. 16 we have taken, we are not converted this 16 to 0.016. That means 16 milli is not considered. We are directly considered 16. So you have to represent the output in terms of milli. Okay. Next, determine the output voltage of the basic op-amp differentiator for the triangular wave input shown in figure below. Given the time constant RFC1 is equal to 2 microseconds. See, I was telling you the time constant is because of R and C. So the product of these two will give you the time constant. Okay. Just a minute. Yeah. So they have given RF is equal to 2 microsecond, that is the time constant, and this is the waveform they have given. And to this is the input waveform, and we have to write the corresponding output waveform. So you know that for triangular wave we will be getting a square wave. So we have to plot the square wave for this, since it is a differentiator. So now RC is equal to 2 microsecond. It is going to tell the time period. So from 0 to 5 is the variation we are looking about. So the variation is from -5 to +5. So we have the formula again for dV in by dt. So it is going to change. It is going to tell change in input voltage with respect to change in time. With respect to time. So change in input voltage means the variation in the input voltage with particular time duration. The variation is happening from -5 to +5. So the change always we are going to take delta. So pi minus of -5 For what time? The time is dt. So dt is what? The time taken to change from -5 to +5. So what is the time from 0 to 5? So that's why it is 5 microseconds. So because it is already expressed here, you can see it is in microseconds. So 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20. So on calculation, you got dV in by dt, that is 2 volt per microsecond. And we have our original formula for a differentiator, V naught is equal to minus Rf C1 into dV in by dt. And RFC is time constant, which is already mentioned in the question only. RFC1, it is 2 microsecond. So RFC1 is minus 2, then this is 2 microsecond. dV in by dt we calculated here, that is 2 volt per microsecond. On multiplying this, we get minus 4. This micro and this is 2 volt per microsecond. So micro is in denominator, this is in numerator. This micro cancels, and we get 4 volt. And even the seconds and seconds will get cancelled. So we get V naught is equal to minus 4 volt. Next, this is for the time duration from 0 to 5 microsecond. You can observe in the figure from 0 to 5, our input is changing from -5 to +5. Again, from 5 to 10, our input is changing from 5 to -5. 5 to -5, it is changing. So 5 microseconds to 10 microseconds during this time duration, that is in between this time duration, again we have to find out, because to substitute in this equation, we have to first find out this is constant value. We have already got 2 microsecond RC. We got the RC value. So we have to find out dV in by dt. So dV in is what? Change in voltage with respect to change in time. So change in voltage means what? The change in the voltage which is happening between this point to this point. So here it will be minus 5 minus with respect to, it is moving from this point to this point. Initially it was moving from -5 to +5. Now it is +5 to -5. Here always we take the final reaching value first, and the initial value as the second part. So that's why this is -5, this one is +5. So if you take the difference, -5 minus of +5, so it is -5 minus 5 divided by dt. It is 5 microsecond, because again the time taken between this point to this point is, that means reaching or changing in the input voltage takes 5 microsecond, because 5 minus 10 is 5 microsecond. So 5 microsecond is the time taken. Substitute it, you'll get minus 2 volt per microsecond. On substituting back in the main equation of the differentiator, you'll get 4 volt. So these values repeats for every 10 microsecond. Since the time duration is constant, so 5, 10, 15, 20. So this is repeating. It's a triangular sustain, and they are having a sustained oscillation. They're sustainedly oscillating. So their variation will be constant. So since their variation is constant, so we tell these values are going to repeat for every 10 microseconds. So now we'll plot the graph. Okay. So while plotting the graph, first we plot the input signal, and for -5, what is the value we are having at the output? For -5 input, we have got -4 as output, V naught. So for 5, we got +4. So at this point, it will start at this point only. It starts here, and here it is going to this point. So here when raising, see, when the input is raising, the output is at the negative level. See, from this you can observe one thing. When the input is raising, output is in the negative phase. Why this happens? Can anyone tell me? The input is at -5 and it is keep on raising to positive. Okay, it is in the raising fashion, but the output is in negative only. That is, it is in -4 volt. But output is decreasing and it is moving towards the negative level, but your output is going to the positive level and it is going to fix here. Any idea?
So this shows it is an inverting
Yes, very good. It is an inverting amplifier, no? Because in the problem itself, we have negative sign. I was telling in the derivation only, we have negative sign. The negative sign indicates inverting. So, and you know, the op-amp structure, whatever we have used to construct differentiator or integrator, is inverting amplifier. So how you find out it is inverting amplifier? Because we give the feedback to the negative and also we give the input to the negative. So since we are giving input to the negative terminal of the op-amp, it is an inverting op-amp. Always inverting op-amp will have a phase difference of 180 degree between input and output. That's why you should remember these things and write. So when this is increasing it is going to positive, your output will be in negative. When this goes to negative, your output will be in positive. Again, when it is going to positive, your output is in negative. Okay, when it starts moving towards positive, this goes to negative. It is exactly opposite to that. When it starts moving towards positive, your output goes to negative. When it starts moving towards the negative, it will be in, it starts at the positive level. Okay, so you are raising, you can tell the raising side of the triangular wave gives out the negative level for the square wave, and the falling side of the triangular wave will give you positive side of the square wave. So the uh, this is about the problems, the peculiar problems what you can expect in op amps. Okay, so beyond this nothing will be asked. Okay, this is additional problems. If you're following my book, it is there in the this thing, or you can watch this videos. Okay, today we'll stop it here and we can continue this in the next class. The next class also I'll be solving with some peculiar problems chapter wise. So by the end of